We're live.
Hey, we are.
Actually, what I was going to say is here's the thing. My internet has been bouncing in and out for like 2 weeks now since the last show. I think our last show actually broke my internet. And it's funny because as I was setting up the show, my wife messages me on Facebook Messenger, in the same house. Just don't holler up the stairs at me. It says, I hope your show's okay because the internet seems to be acting funny. I'm like, oh no. But we're here.
Well,
it looks like
we'll see. It seems like it's good now.
It's crazy because you're like in the same state as me.
I am same state again, and I think even the next show too. This is like this whole month of July. I actually only getting on a plane one time this whole month of July. That's it.
Yeah, so
making up for the past 6 months. Don't worry. August, I have 4 trips planned already.
Holy smokes!
So back at it, man. Yeah, so as we were just talking, and I got to tell everybody, you got to go back and watch August 20th. I'm telling everyone to go back. August 20th, 5 years ago, because we're coming up on our 5-year anniversary here. Oh my gosh, episode 1. You got to see it. I can't wait to hear what people comment on it.
Oh boy. Yeah, that would be great. If anybody is a current watcher, go back and watch episode number 1 and leave a comment and let us know what you think. I'm terrified. I haven't watched it.
I mean, I was just really worried about how young we look. And it made me mad.
Yeah.
that much couldn't happen in 5 years.
Yeah. So Mike set up the show tonight. Mike picked the title, and we kind of want to talk about. We're in the midst of summer vacation season, so we kind of want to talk about packing for summer trips. I think you have one coming up, right?
I do. I'm actually going to leave and go up north. I'm going to almost do I'll call it the Jamie McDonald thing. Going up north for an entire week, family vacation with the entire family, even well, now they're all adults, but even the old ones that are married. And this is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
This is going to be interesting. It's been over 20 years since we've all been together on one vacation. It could be good, or it could be like a reality TV show. I don't know. We'll see.
Live stream it, buddy.
I'll let you know on the next one. I'm positive I won't be able to do the Jamie McDonald camp here, no matter how hard I try.
Just in spirit, you got it. In spirit.
I'll try something.
Yeah,
but sure. So I want to talk about I'm sitting here struggling. If you saw the outside of what you see behind me, it's just an absolute wreck mess because I'm trying to plan what am I going to take because we're going to go up to Tequamanon Falls. We're going to be in Mackinac. We're going to go to that dark park. And this is stuff the family actually wants to do. And so I'm also trying to figure out how much time I'm going to have, because that's sort of what I put in the show notes is the family cooperative enough to do any of this stuff? They all say yes now, but you know how it goes.
Do I? We could have conversations.
I travel with the same guy a lot, and we'll be at the Golden Gate Bridge, and I'll be pulling out my tripod and setting up my thing, and he gets out his iPhone and goes like this with a pano. He goes, "You ready to go?" Dude, I haven't even set up my camera yet.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a whole different story.
Yeah.
You know exactly what I'm saying. So I'd be
people don't understand it.
Anybody's in your comments how you handle a family time and balancing it with that. It's always interesting.
I'll be honest.
You have the same issue.
It's a matter of contention sometimes.
Right.
It definitely is. So I actually made the already broken promise to my wife that this year would be different, that I wouldn't leave during the day or at sunset to go shoot. I would only shoot like nighttime and astrophotography because for the past 4 years at the campground, 3 years at the campground, as soon as sunset time arrives, I'm gone. I'm in the car and I am gone, and I'm somewhere along the coast of Michigan, either solo or meeting up with people and shooting sunset. And I did it so much that she was like, "Are you going to be at the campground at all this year?" And I'm like, "Yes, I will. I promise I won't go." And I've actually split like the last trip for 4th of July, like 4 or 5 days there. I think I was gone twice. to shoot sunset.
Weren't we? I think we were talking last year when your oldest Mason there was getting older, and you're going, "Gosh, I hope he keeps coming up to the camper." And I'm more worried about you sticking around the camper.
Right, and
they're up there. Right.
Yeah, she's getting abandoned. So there's a recommendation in the chat room to visit the Seney Wildlife Refuge up in the UP, Mike.
Yeah,
I'll second that. It's pretty cool for wildlife.
You been there?
Yeah, so it's the first time I've ever had the opportunity to shoot loons.
Oh yeah.
It's such a neat landscape up there. Very cool.
Is that
I think
on
you
the
just
way
go,
to
over the bridge and hang a left and go down. I think it's 2, and you'll see signs headed north. I could give you directions after the show.
I wonder.
But it's definitely worth a stop.
If it's up there for sure, because we're gonna. This is the other thing. Tequamanon Falls is so I'm going to Petoskey. It's about 2.5 hours from Petoskey. Right. I want to leave at 3:30
in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, are you serious?
Oh, I'm serious.
Oh, your family's gonna hate you.
I know. And I'm already getting some interesting comments like, that's a joke. And I said, you got to get there. I want to be there with the right light. I mean, before the light even comes out, I want to be there. So I might concede and go at 4. I'm thinking.
Good call.
But yeah, we got to get up there. We can't. You can't walk in there at noon.
No, well, no.
It's packed.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
It's it isn't even so much the sun because there's a ton of trees. You've been there, right?
Yeah. So, you'll want to get there early if you can. I would.
But it's just the people. I mean, the last time I was there, actually I was there with Lou, and we did the sort of the vacation thing. So I don't know what it was. I think we did get there a little later. It's like, oh my God, there are people proposing and all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah.
I think Lou shot an engagement photo set for somebody.
I think my favorite time at Tequamanon was last year after the waterfall workshop I did with Mark Miller. Yeah. The last day of the workshop, or the day everything ended, Mark and I had got up super early in the morning, and I think John Thomas was there maybe from the chat room. I know we ran into him at the Mackinac Bridge later that morning, but Mark and I got to the Tequamanon Falls, and there were only a couple of cars in the parking lot. That was great. I was actually nobody can prove I did it. I'm just, other than me saying I did it, but I was jumping over the fence and getting down by the river, and I was just I was probably a place I wasn't supposed to go, but but you can do that when there's no one there. So
well, those are the kind of things I'd like to be able to at least see that I could try.
Right. So speaking of you traveling, and then we can talk about me traveling like every weekend because I do change things up constantly as far as how that goes. But let's talk about packing for a week. You're gone for a week. It's a little different than traveling for business because you're
big
not
time.
flying. So you can pack probably a little more. Ample.
This is how I rate it. This is what I call the Vanguard trip.
Okay.
So I can pack the Vanguard per tripod. That's how I refer to it. I never can take the Vanguard tripod unless the next time I'll be able to do it is Pittsburgh with you because we're driving. I mean, it's just not something that, I mean, I could bring it on a plane. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have brought it on a plane, but it's when you're trying to pack all in one little thing for a business work week, as well as camera gear, you're doing one lens, one camera type situation. So definitely I'll have the EM1X, the Mark II. You know what? I'm just going to grab a ton of lenses. I'm grabbing my Nisi filters. The more I grab, the more time I'm thinking that I'm going to get in trouble from the family, though, because they're going, why do you got to do all that stuff? Just walk up and take the picture.
I mean, I will definitely be the person that's going to say take filters. If you plan on shooting a sunset, that's funny. John saying, remember your battery charger, which reminds me, I feel like such a jerk.
I got those packed.
I hope Joel Edelman isn't watching. I still have his charger. It's sitting on my desk, and I've spent so little time here in the past month.
What does it say on the side, Joe?
It says Pen F.
Oh, okay.
I need to send it back to Joe. Oh my gosh, that's gonna happen this week, Joe. Sorry if you're watching. He brought it to me in Philadelphia when I forgot my charger.
Yeah, I have done that. But yeah, I think that I really do. I want to work with those. I never get a chance to work with those.
Yeah,
and I got that nice set, all that. So, but
if you've got any questions,
I know.
Message me when you're out because I'm going to be upset if you have them, want to use them, and aren't getting like the results you want.
Oh, I know. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I will. I think I
Cool.
could get good service up at Tequamanon, even though too, if I remember right.
Yes, yes,
I
because
think
I did.
between, because it's
Oh yeah.
Paradise. Paradise is the city,
Oh
if I
no, Joe was
remember right.
watching.
Oh, is he watching?
Sorry, Joe.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like an idiot. So yeah, you should get really good service at Tequamanon. As remote
Yeah.
as it is,
It's
I think I
between
can
there
do
that you
5
don't.
broadcasts. Yeah, it's the so Scene Wildlife.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to get anything there at all. Good photos, which
No.
is good. Disconnect and get the photos. That's really what matters.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I
it's
mean,
funny because we wanted to talk about, like, I kind of envisioned like a packing methodology or technique and thought process, and you're actually at a point or taking a trip where you don't have to worry about it like that. You
there's
can just
really
bring what you
nothing.
want.
No, I
Yeah.
thought I was going to sort of clear the shelf with all the pro lenses, and
Yeah.
I envision taking 3. I have 3 think tank bags.
Yeah.
I think I just fill them up. I mean, not just with crap. I mean, stuff I'm going to use.
Sure. Yeah.
I think I will. I mean, then I'll just carry one that I want to carry when we go out as a family, and pick my lenses out from the place.
Yeah.
You know, from the condo we're staying in.
Yeah.
I think it'll be easier than trying to decide exactly what I need now. You know, I'm not even sure if I'm taking the Pen F on this trip, which feels really weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably should just because it feels so weird.
Just bring it. It's like your security camera.
It absolutely is.
Kind of rub it, before you go out.
Yeah.
I'll be back, It's funny. So when I was in Chicago 2 weeks ago, just for an overnight thing, and it was cool to be able to take the Pen F. It's funny. I feel like I'm a city shooter, I'm taking the Pen F, like, because that's kind of the only time I really take it is if I'm going to go city. So, and it's funny. I'm still doing my whole personal mission or project with the Pen F. Nothing goes on the Pen F except for prime lenses. I don't know if I've made that a statement on the show before or not, if maybe people haven't heard that before, but the Pen F, since I've gotten it, nothing has been on that except for prime lenses. That's it. And yes, I have.
You take pride in that. I know that.
Yeah, it's a challenge for me. It's a change in mindset, I think, and I just approach photography differently. If I can't just crank the lens in and out, to get the shot, I have to move to get it. So we can talk a little bit about that, maybe about my experiences with the Pen F in Chicago when I do the image share.
Yeah. We want to hear about that for sure.
But I also did pack the EM1X and a couple of lenses as well too, because I knew I was going to be shooting.
Oh, that's right. You were. Yeah.
So really good experience there shooting that. I love Chicago. I want to go back again as soon as possible.
It's a blast, isn't it?
Yeah, we should have just done a workshop in Chicago, Mike.
I know.
We should have just not done Pittsburgh. But Pittsburgh will still be sweet.
Pittsburgh will be sweet. Pittsburgh will definitely be sweet, I think, for sure. And again, it's nice because we can just drive in and drive out. I think that's a big deal. Like the Philly one, where I love the workshop, but it's tough because you're packing it for a plane.
Right. Right.
And it's a lot different.
So, the Pittsburgh workshop, that's a paid event. I've got a workshop coming up after the Pittsburgh workshop, like 2 weeks after that, the end of the month in September, in the Upper Peninsula again, with 2 additional instructors. So it'll be a big group. It's filling up fast. We're kind of running out of spaces on that. And if you got questions about it, just message me and I can give you more info on it. We've got the itinerary up on the event page now. But we have free things coming up as well. I mean, you have to be a little more local, obviously, for these free things. They're not out of state, but Mike and I are doing a free meetup in Detroit. I've been dying to get back over to the east side of the state to shoot. And that's August 24th. It's going to be at Eastern Market. That's kind of the meeting spot for it. And we'll hang out there and shoot. But then we're going to kind of I'm hoping and telling people it's going to get a little nitty gritty, with like some murals and maybe some back alley of stuff. And then there's a few other areas that will probably end up being visited, like the Lincoln Street Art Park.
Yeah.
Am I saying that one right?
Yeah, and, you got that right. Or the Grand River Creative Corridor.
Yep, the Creative Corridor. Or maybe even potentially running over towards the Heidelberg Project. That's still...
it's still sort of... Yeah, they started... I don't want to call it tear down. It's just burned so much and people haven't taken care of it as much. But there's some odd stuff. Now it gets odd.
Exactly. And that's so the last time I was there, I think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah,
it was kind of like that then.
Yeah, and it's gotten a lot different because the money sort of ran out on the whole thing.
Right. Which as sad as it is, I think kind of lends itself to some of the interestingness of what it would look like there. So I mean, that's always a potential as well. So again, if you happen to be in the Detroit area or close enough to want to make the drive, I know that there have been people who are interested in going that are driving, 3-4 hours to get to this free meetup.
I mean, and if you are, just message us, let us know. I mean, I can tell you some other places to shoot too.
Yes.
I mean, you just like if you're coming out the west side of the state, you might shoot with you a few hours, but there's a lot of stuff to shoot.
Oh yeah, and that's kind of how it'll probably go too. I mean, I figure once the official end time happens, maybe extending, for a few people if they want to hang out, maybe just kind of hanging out a little bit longer and exploring a little bit more. I'm thinking I might stay overnight, potentially, and just because there are a few things that I haven't seen that I might want to see. I've never been to Belle Isle, ever.
Really? Yeah,
no, I know, and I've been invited several times by you to come for races.
So, that'd be a great time for you for sure.
Yeah. So again, if you're interested in the meetup in Detroit, I keep saying Detroit, and I know I classify everything east of Ypsi as Detroit. But anyways, just swing over to meetup.com/mirrorless adventures. And it's over there on the page. And then also I've got a little thing coming up in 2 weeks in Muskegon at the camera shop up there. They're having their Photo Fest weekend. They have free classes and workshops and photo walks all weekend long. And then I am talking on the 27th, a couple of different topics. I'm going to do a little bit about Michigan wildlife photography. It's everything from bugs to birds and things with 4 legs and things with 2. So we'll cover everything from macro to long lens shooting, just the basics, just enough to get your feet wet and get you started and comfortable in photographing those subjects. And then also one of my favorite subjects is night skies, not nice guys, night skies. So we'll talk about photographing, everything from the Milky Way to the aurora, city skylines, thunderstorms at night, things like that. Just getting your camera out after dark and capturing those images that most people don't get because they're sleeping. So it'll be a fun weekend. And then I've got a photo walk to round out that day as well on the beach there in Muskegon.
It's going to be a long day.
It will be, it'll be a really long day for me, but it'll be fun because I get to meet and talk to all these people that come, and it's always so much fun. And again, it's free. So,
and that's another great area. I'm telling you, even if you live in Michigan, heck, stay out there if you can for a night. What a great area to stay and just hang extra on top of it.
And I'll just throw it out there. It's not part of the camera store event or anything like that, but that night that I'm doing the talking and all that, and then I end with a sunset photo walk. If the weather's good and the sky is clear and you want to hang out and shoot astro after the event, right here, I'm your guy. I'll do it. I'll hang out late and we can shoot star trails and things like that out on the pier. It'll be a good time.
Oh yeah, that sounds fantastic.
Again, that's the weekend of the 27th this month, and you can swing over, just message me, or you can visit the Facebook page for the Camera Shop of Muskegon. And they have all the event details there. So it'll be a good time.
Cool. Excellent. That'll be excellent. All right. So you want to do some image share?
Yeah. I know you've got a time crunch tonight, and
a little bit of a time crunch.
I'm running off at the mouth. Mike is going to go photograph fireworks.
I'm going to try to photograph activity. But even cooler, I think what's cooler about the whole thing is I'm riding. We're riding our bikes to it instead of taking a car and getting caught in traffic.
Yeah. So do you want to start off, or do you want me to go?
Yeah. No, I'll start. I'll go. Okay.
All right. Rock and
roll. Do you see my bike up there?
Super 73 all the way.
All right. Okay. All right. So trying to take my darn electric bike out, my Super 73. I've been modifying it like every week. I think if I see one more package, I don't know how to get more trouble for camera stuff on the porch or bike stuff now. Things on the bike are bigger too. That's the problem. I just put it on these new tires, these huge white walls. I'm trying to make it real retro looking. That's the whole idea behind these things. And that coat I'm wearing there, these people out of Orange County, California, the company Super 73, check them out.com. They're vets that build all these bikes right there in Orange County, California. A couple of vets own the company. They're just fantastic people. I mean, they gave me a coat, a hat, a bunch of stickers and stuff, and they're just so happy to see anybody come in. But they're building bikes for like Will Smith, Snoop Dogg, I mean, all these, they sold Cam Newton, and Jamie's not going to know who Cam Newton is, from North Carolina, quarterback. They sold him 24 bikes because he bought one for every guy on the team. It's just a really cool electric bike anyways. But this picture here was taken. Whenever I go on that bike, it feels like me and the TG5 just have to go together. So this is, I threw it on this is taken through the OI Share app. These clouds were crazy that morning, and this is just a bridge over a super busy road that's very boring, but the bridge is cool looking. So that's what we went and did there. I don't think I shared this on the last one. Did I share this on the last one?
No,
Indianapolis? I don't think I did.
I don't think you did.
No. So, and anyways, this is a pretty famous spot in Indianapolis, Indiana, for us here in America. The Indy 500, real big, deal for me. In fact, Simon Pagino, the winner, this year's winner, was in our offices today, talking to all the employees and with Roger and everything. So big deal. But we're planning a meeting there next year for 100 or so people that I'm putting together. And I don't know if you can you see my mouse on the screen?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if it came through, but so this is like level 6 and 7 up here, the famous pagoda, start finish line. And we're going to have this whole level up here we'll be watching, but down below, this will be like a reception night. And these are the famous bricks, out on the track. We're going to be doing what's called hot laps. So everybody's going to be in a car doing, there's about 2 people in each car, not a real race car, not those ones, but these ones that are like souped up Camaros, the real fast. They'll go about 170 or so, 160, 170 on the straightaways at Indy. So that'll be fun. Everybody will be able to do that. We'll have dinner up there and stuff. But this was just an amazing thing to get out onto that track. I have never been to the Indy 500. Someday I want to go there, but to be there with no cars and no people, it's the oddest feeling because there's just stands. You've seen MIS in Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah.
The stands are just so huge. It's just hard. It's hard to describe how big this place is. It fits 300 and I don't know. I think 350,000 people go there, but real neat. This is with the EM1 Mark II and the 12-100. It's HDR shot too, and I was right out on the track. And no cars hit me, so that's a good thing. But a lot of fun to get a picture of the pagoda, famous pagoda. I'm gonna throw in a couple New York ones here. Still coming off that trip with Megan, in our workshop. This one was crazy. This girl, she was sizing herself up. We were watching. Actually, Lou was with me. Lou Peoples on this. We caught her it's like an alley. For 10 minutes, she was taking every pose that you could imagine. I thought she was shooting for the cover of Vogue, and then finally she looked up and saw us because we had been snapping pictures the whole time. Because with that long selfie stick in front of the Mickey Mouse, I don't know, the two things, and then you can see her eyes like, okay, I think we've done enough here. We moved on from there. So this is with this is definitely the next 3 are all with Pen F and the 1718. This is just some awesome graffiti. Everywhere in New York you can find awesome graffiti, but the world is ours. Message here with the food guy. This is caviar. Just, I don't know. The two just played off each other for me. Is like, what in the heck? But somebody told me this is somebody here. Do you know who this is? Some video game.
Oh no, I think it's from like the
Legion of Doom
DC Comics. Yeah,
maybe that's it. Somebody got all excited. This was, I believe, in Harlem. These wash machines, and I just love what Pen F does. The mono profile out of number 2, and I mean, I gotta tell you, a lot of the pictures are all JPEGs almost out of New York City with the Pen F. I just kept the JPEGs. I felt so good about them, but I just all these things in a row, nobody in there. The silver, just the color. It's got such a film look to me. This image, and and nobody was in there, which was really neat. And then this just to end up here in Detroit, because this is the stuff that we'll be seeing in another month or so. This is one of my favorite new murals, actually, because they repaint them every year. If anybody doesn't know, and that's why it's good to come to this event, because from September 17th to the 21st, they repaint all over almost every mural in Eastern Market. Okay. And so this one was from last year, and I don't know if it's going to be repainted over, but definitely one. I want to get my bike, actually, my Super 73 out there to take some shots with that next to it. But it's just an awesome, that Mustang, and it's not a busy street, so you can get out into the street too and take the shot at different angles and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, we'll have a lot of fun. I'm really excited about getting out there, and plus Easter Market at the same time is a great place to go for street shooting at the same time. Yeah. It's going to be busy.
Yeah, for sure.
On a Saturday. So, all right. We'll let you. I'm back. All right.
All righty. Let me set this up really quick here. I'll try to get through these so you can get the heck out of Dodge. So yeah, this next set of shots are going to be from Chicago with the Pen F. And just the reason that I want to share these is because I think it really showcases what you can do in camera with the Pen F as far as doing the film emulations or simulations or whatever the proper way of saying it is. So I've kind of got one that I developed that sits on the Pen F, and I wanted to share these two and talk about the look that I've got here and just ask people if this is something they're interested in, because I'm trying to I want to recreate these as a Lightroom preset and give them out. I just love the look of it so much that I'm kind of curious to see what other people would make with these if I gave this out like as a free preset or whatever, if anybody might be interested in it. So if you can remember after the fact, or if you're listening to this on audio and you remember to swing over to the Facebook group, to the gallery or the album of photos from this show, and you see these two Chicago shots, if you like that look, let me know. If you're interested in it, I will further develop out the presets and just give those away. I'll put them like on Dropbox or something for people to have. But this is with the Pen F and the 45mm f1.2. This is the library downtown Chicago. It's astounding. I'm a big sucker for owls. I love I love owls, and this building is adorned with them giant. I think they're 12 foot tall, if I remember reading the information correctly about those sculptures on the top of the library, and just kind of hanging around and waiting for the L to cruise by and try to time out shots. And totally not intentional to time out this shot to where the front of the L is perfectly in line with the corner of the building. It just happened to work out that I timed that shot out just like that. And then the next one is just part of a series that I've kind of been doing for a long time. Since I first started traveling, I find myself in hotels or on the city streets, and if I find a unique light, I'm always looking for lights, and I just lean back as far as I can go without falling backwards over onto the ground. But I lean back and shoot straight up underneath lights and just try to capture them in hotel hallways and lobbies and the foyers of buildings and entrances and things like that. So that's exactly what this is. It's just, I couldn't even tell you the building in Chicago, but just knowing the depth of field fall off that I would get with the 25mm f1.2 on the Pen F, and again with the custom color simulation that I've got set up on the Pen F, just capture this to add it to my collection. I'm always a fan of just ornate light fixtures and just, again, wanting to add them to my series of shots. The next one is from a location I had never been before in Chicago, and this is North Beach, I think it's called.
That's correct.
It's completely opposite of where I'm used to shooting at in Chicago at night. I'm used to shooting from like Adler Planetarium, and was tipped off by a friend that I should probably check out North Beach for something different, a different perspective. And it's funny because all my attention was focused on the city skyline, which I don't have a shot here shared. I mean, this is further north outside of the city, but in looking into the other direction, just always, here's a tip. Mm-hmm. If you see something in front of you that you're going to shoot it, get your shots, and then turn around. I mean, you just don't know what's going to be behind you half the time. You never know. There might be something good. And there was this breakwater there. It's like this set of pilings driven into the water to, I guess, I don't know, slow waves down or something, but they arc off into the distance, and they made a great leading line. So I just set up and took this shot. And this was with the EM1X, the 12-100, and also using a high-res mode shot. So that's how I got the long exposure, was by shooting in high-res mode. And I think that my initial exposure was, this is crazy. So it was like a 30-second exposure. And then you do that times 4. So it's one of those things where you kind of get tired of waiting to see if the picture's going to ever finish. But I was pretty happy with the results. It got a little bit of flaring in it. And I didn't even try to take it out in post. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to leave it. I kind of dig the way this looks. And then coming back from the Chicago trip, decided really last minute to swing up the West Coast to a town called Finnville, and was again tipped off by another photographer that in Finnville, a farmer had planted 2 huge fields full of poppies and other wildflowers. And it was a circus because word of something like that gets out, and pulled in there, and there were rows and rows of cars. And unfortunately, people had decided to start walking out into the poppy fields, one of them to do selfies, I'm sure for Instagram or whatever. But I just kind of stuck to the other field on the other side. And then this was shot with the 7-14 at 7 millimeters on the EM1X. This is a bracketed shot, just because there's really no way to get that kind of tonal range from one shot shooting straight into the sun. But without climbing into the flowers, I just reached my arm in, held it really low, had the tilting screen on the EM1X folded out so I could actually kind of compose a shot. I wanted a starburst next to a flower, and I'll tell you what, having that articulating screen makes something like this really easy. So it was just a bracketed 3 exposures at plus or minus 3 EV each, with the 7-14 at 7 millimeters, and got really very little flaring on this. I was kind of surprised at how little flaring ended up showing up. So that was like a whirlwind 24-hour trip from Chicago and then up the west side of the state. So I went everything from, subways to poppy fields, pretty wild. And then these next 3 shots are from Ludington, Michigan, someplace that I don't really go very often ever, and just had the opportunity to swing up there and experience sunset up there. There's nothing like a West Michigan sunset, I'll tell you that. And this is with the EM1X. All of my bracketed shots with the EM1X are never really on a tripod. They're always handheld. So this is bracketed shot again, because I wanted as much tonal range as I could possibly get. So I'm merging 3 exposures, but also shooting with filters as well. So this was shot using the Nisi reverse graduated neutral density filter, which has the darker portion towards the horizon, which makes it perfect for this time of day, which is sunset. Also works really well for sunrise. So again, this is with the 12-100 at 12 millimeters. The next shot, again, same location, just further out on the pier. And this was just happenstance that there was an eagle inbound, and with the 12-100 and the EM1X, I have about 137. I shouldn't say about, I literally have 137 frames of this eagle on approach. And it just sounded like a machine gun. People just looking at me like, what in the hell is this guy doing? But it tracked the eagle from way off in the distance in front of me until it was literally right overhead above me. And I spun 180 degrees, never taking the camera off the eagle, and fired shots as it went off into the distance. And I honestly got tired of looking at frame after frame after frame after frame and not seeing anything that was not in focus. It held that bird for a couple hundred yards all the way, perfect tracking. So big kudos to Olympus on the tracking ability of the EM1X. It is just bonkers. And then finally, one of the last things that you were born in Finnville, Amy? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I saw that pop up.
I know, I saw that.
I know that. Holy smokes. We'll have to talk about that. Then this last shot is of the Badger. It's this humongous car ferry that they load up, well, full of cars, and run it across Lake Michigan to Wisconsin. I think it might make 2 trips a day, maybe. And this is it inbound coming back into Ludington. And I'd never shot the Badger and wanted to get a shot of it. And there happened to be this huge piece of driftwood that had washed up onto the rocks here. So that's what I did. I just kind of ran out off of the pier, started hopping out onto the rocks, got myself positioned to get this big chunk of driftwood in the shot, and fired off a few shots of the Badger as it rolled into port. Really cool. I'll tell you what, I'm kind of a lakeshore kind of a guy. And I'll tell you what, if you come to Michigan, look me up and I will take you to the west side of the state. I actually had somebody who watches the show regularly, Josh Platt. He was up here from Ohio with family and had the opportunity, I'm looking at the monitor, not you guys, had the opportunity to meet up with Josh and take him out for a sunset shoot out on the pier in Muskegon. And I should have shared one of those photos, but I think I plastered them all over Facebook. It was a gorgeous night for a sunset. And again, it's always an open invitation to you guys. If you're in Michigan, please reach out to me and I will do everything in my power to meet up with you and shoot and take you someplace maybe to have a good time. So
yeah, we definitely we'll both do that, you know. Either way. You got both sides covered.
Yeah, we do. We definitely. So again, open invite. And I guess we can probably wrap up the show. Like I said, Mike's got to jump on a bike and take off to shoot fireworks. And I'm not doing anything, you guys. I'm going to go relax. You guys take it easy until the next show. Remember, swing over to meetup.com/mirrorless adventures. Sign up over there to be made aware of any kind of events that might be in your area, or if you're going to be in our area, we have all kinds of things going on, a lot of which are free this year. So you guys take care. Thanks for watching the show. See you guys in 2 weeks.
See ya. Out.